Great Spirit, Namaste. We call upon Thee to bless us with Thy presence. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. We call upon Thee to bless us with Thy presence. O ye powers that be, of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. We call upon Thee to bless us with Thy presence. Ancestors, ancestors, ancestors of all of the lineages to whom we attune, Namaste. We call upon Thee to bless us with Thy wisdom and Thy presence. Om Shri Babaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Lahiri Masai Ji Yanamaha. Om Shri Yukteswar Ji Yanamaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yogananda Ji Yanamaha. Om Shri Shali Ji Yanamaha. Om Shri Kriyananda Ji Yanamaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtatevata, in all Thy names and all of Thy forms, Namaste. We call upon Thee to bless us with Thy presence. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. This week, I'm told, has been a very challenging week for many of you, for many people in the world. And several people have come to me saying that they were upset and despondent and felt hopeless and impotent and all those kinds of adjectives. As if there was nothing that they could do in relationship to all of the things that had happened and been happening in the world. But there is something that you can do, that I can do, that all human beings can do. Our reaction to the karma of life, our reaction to karma, to events, makes all the difference in the world. Your reaction, my reaction. This softens the karma for ourselves and for life. Or it hardens it, makes it a hard lump of clay that is very, very difficult to reform, to reshape. Now, I'm going to say something. Watch your mind. God is powerless. What happened? Where does the power lie? The power lies in the feminine principle, the principle of movement. The divine is masculine, solar energy, not masculine, solar energy. Whether it's in the feminine form or the masculine form, it's solar energy. If you're in its way, it shines. If you're in the sun and there aren't any clouds there, it shines upon you. What moves the power of the divine? What moves the power from powerless to infinite power? It is your turning, your movement, the movement to life, the movement to the divine to say, help, help, or thank you, I attune to you, thank you. And this releases the great power of the divine, beyond anything that you can imagine. The power of life, the power of the divine to soften karma, to soften your karma, is immense. But God is not a puppeteer. The divine is not a puppeteer. It's not up there saying, oh, I want you to do this, oh, I want you to do that. Our life might be a little better if it were, but it's not. You are the master puppeteer of your own life. I am of my life. Oh, that aham brahmasmi can rear its head when you say, what is it that I am doing here? What have I done? How have I gotten in this circumstance? And what can I do to find greater joy, to find greater benefit? And for some of you, truly, what can you do to become a part of the solution of life? What can you do to become a blessing to life? A woman said to me one day, lying in her hospital bed, I'm of no use anymore. I can't do anything for my children, my grandchildren, my friends. I cannot do anything. And I said, well, it seems to me your mind is still intact. It seems to me that you have the energy to turn inward and send your blessings, your good wishes, your prayers, if you will, to those whom you love. Can you remember their goodness and radiate it back to them? You think that'll do any good? Oh, that's a huge amount of good. Huge amount of good that you can do for them. Do it and see what happens. Now, the laws of karma. The entire system of Kriya Yoga is predicated upon the law of karma, the law of cause and effect, and your ability to soften that karma. What any one human can do, all humans can do. Right time, right place, right conditions. My husband is a pianist, as some of you know. And when he's working on a piece of music, which is all the time, changes, but as he's working on a major piece of music, there is practice. Practice, 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 practice. And not practice of the whole piece, but practice of this segment, practice here, practice of the fingering, all the finger exercises that have to be done, all the strengthening exercises, the stretching exercises that have to be done, the study of the score, the listening to other people play it. It's not sitting down at a glorious piano and just playing it. My friend Swami Pranananda is a prolific musician, plays many instruments, and I used to think that she would come to the temple and she'd just play, Somehow, I always missed the rehearsal part. We would cross paths and I would be off doing one thing and I wouldn't see that she and the other musicians had been there rehearsing. Or that when I was upstairs doing one thing, they were, downstairs rehearsing. And one day I walked in and that's what you're doing. And I've come to know over the years that if I ask her to play something, that she'll say, well, give me a day. I have to rehearse. I have to practice. All of the great pianists will tell you, the great singers, the great opera singers, people who memorize scores and scores and scores of lyrics for opera. They practice 7 or 8 hours a day to do this one thing. And then they have their performance and they have to rest, they have to get up and they practice again and again and again. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And that is what you and I must do. We must practice and bring our practice, our sadhana, into our daily lives. So that 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours of the day, the waking day, and into the dreams and into the night, that we are practicing what? Mantra? Om Brahm Brim Brum Rahuve Namaha Om? Maybe. What we are practicing is moving from this energy or this energy to this energy. From here to this. Balanced state of awareness. Now, I'm sure that this experience has happened to you before. But a wise woman said to me this week, I'm not really worried for myself. I'm worried for my children, my grandchildren, for those others who are here, who are going to live longer than I am. I'm worried for them. I worry for them every day. Boy, that's a waste of energy. Worry is angular energy. You're just taking this pot, you're taking these thought forms, and you're congealing all of the possible circumstances that your mind can imagine at that moment. And you're churning it and churning it and churning it until it becomes like cement, until it becomes hardened. And then you pour more on. You know, you've seen this with cement. You pour cement, you let it sit. Pour some more cement, you let it sit. And you can color it, but it's still hard. It's still hard. And to break cement apart requires a hammer, a jackhammer, an electric hammer. A hammer powered by electricity. What then needs to be done? What needs to be done is there needs to be a transformation of one's thinking. To recognize, well, why did she say God is powerless? And that the power comes from the feminine. The power comes from you. When you turn to life and say, I'd like to be part of the solution. Show me, please, what to do. Help me, please, that I might be a blessing to life, to others. That rather than hardening my position, I might be able to ascend and to see more clearly that which needs to be seen. That this I can do, that this I can see, that this I will be able to see. But to do that means that you and I, we must accept responsibility. Now, sometimes things happen in our lives and we don't understand why. And we can't see what the cause was immediately. But with deep reflection, with prayer, with the courage to turn inward and to see whatever the mind reveals, the courage to see it, we can make the change. Say, oh, well, I wonder what would happen if I just did this, if I made this change. What would happen if I made that change? And then we do it. And we go forward and we make the change that needs to be made, little at a time. Oftentimes you would be just amazed how your life will change completely, how life around you will change completely, just by one little movement of the kaleidoscope. One of the recently ordained Swamis is a formerly in the military. And for decades thought of himself as a soldier. And as he said, I don't know how I went from being a soldier to being a Swami. He said it was a transformative journey, is what he says. But he tells a story, and this really struck me. He was filled with anger when he came back the last time from war. Anger, hurt, depression, all those things. He was working on it, meditating and reflecting and working with his counselor. one day, in his meditation, the image of a young boy who he had seen in a village came to his mind's eye. And the young boy was the same age as he was, roughly. And he said it was as if the veil had lifted from him. And all of the emotions, that this was the enemy, all of those things dissolved away. And he saw the other. And he said, oh my gosh, my goodness, if I had been born where he was born, I'd be thinking what he's thinking. I'd be seeing me as the enemy. He's no different than I am. And he said with that, he wasn't a very good soldier anymore, is the way he puts it. He realized that all of that was an error in thinking. And the hardened cement, the blocks, it crumbled for him. Now, he'll tell you it took a while to pick up all those crumbles. But that's a deep, deep, deep satori. And I say it to you today that we might be blessed by his satori, that you might be blessed by his satori, and that you might say to yourself, well, who do I look at that I feel they are the other? They are wrong. I don't agree with them. And they have to agree with me. Whoever it is, whatever it is time now, at this moment, to step back and say, neti, neti, neti. Neti, neti, neti. I am not this. I am not this thought. I will not harden this position. Now, I mentioned all of the chaos that's going on in the world. This week there was an addition to the chaos. But, I could stop and say, somebody was very upset when they talked to me earlier in the week, and I said, well, you're upset about this one, but what about, the other 22? What about all the decades, the hundreds of years, the thousands of years that these fights have been going on? First it's this side, then it's this side, then it's this side, then it's this side. This side wins, this side wins, this side wins. Don't be on anybody's side, and you don't have to worry spiritually. Let go of the sides and realize, well, we all have biases and prejudices. We all have preferences. Let me not step into the stream of their preferences. Now, I know that's upsetting to some of you because it's so much easier to say they were wrong. But if you want to see, step back, step back, step back, step back. Learn a little history. See a little history. Go further and further back to see the full array, if you possibly can, of the karma that's unfolding. The karma that has unfolded, the karma that is unfolding in your life, in your consciousness. Now, I said to you that God is powerless. And I remember the very first time that somebody said that to me, and it was my guru. And my mind went, really, really? No. And then he said, but when you turn, when the feminine turns, see, the feminine energy in the earth plane is movement. The solar energy is just there. It's just solar energy. You have to do something. One must do something to release the solar energy. A tree is planted in the sun. Yeah. Depending upon the nature of the tree may grow, the tree may die from being burnt by the sun. Because the sun has a certain pattern to it. The divine power has a certain pattern to it. But the lunar power, the power of devotion, the power of your spiritual practice, the power of your turning and asking. Please. It's a movement. The moon, the feminine energy, is a movement, calling upon life, saying, I see, I am a part of you. I am a part of all of this. May I be a blessing. May I be a part of the solution. May I become a blessing, an ever greater blessing. May I have greater understanding and compassion. And the idea, and I know many of you feel this, I know it, I can feel it, and I have felt it in the past. And that is looking at all of the difficulties, the difficult pieces of karma that are unfolding on the earth at any time. This time it seems to be a little bit more intense. One, sometimes the word somebody used earlier this week was impotent, feels impotent, as if your actions make no difference. Someone said to me, I feel that I pray or chant mantra, and it's a tiny drop of water. And how can a tiny drop of water make any difference? Have you ever been hiking and gotten to close to the end of your water? This happened to me once up in Austria. And it was hot. The sun was very hot. And it was probably about 1.5 miles to go before there was going to be any water. And you turn your canteen, your water bottle, or your whatever you're carrying your water in, and there's one little drop. That drop of water is so sweet. It fills your entire mouth. It quenches for just a nanosecond the thirst. It's like being in heaven. It's so miraculous. Just that one little drop of water. Now, you chant Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Well, if I walk around saying Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. All right, maybe it's not the purest water, okay? It may not be the water that really quenches. But Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now that's the water that quenches. You do have the capacity to make a difference. Your sadhana makes a difference. Your practice, your repeated practice makes a difference. Just like the musician that practices hour after hour after hour, day after day after day. Your practice makes a difference. You do have the capacity to make a difference to others and to yourselves, to your life. Sometimes life is heavy. Oftentimes life is beautiful. And in the heaviness, we have to remember the beauty as best as we can. In the times when it feels dark, when you feel sad, when you feel dark, it's important to remember the beauty. But to have this memory, the capacity to remember, practice is necessary. Practice is necessary so that your mind gains the habit. I'm having a day, good day, challenging day, okay day. Chant, pray, dance, sing. do something to bring joy to your life, something to expand your consciousness. Now, we started out with a mantra today, and the mantra was Om, Brahm, Brim, Broom, Rahu Ve Namaha Om. And I will write that out and ask Akilananda to be gracious enough to share it when this is released. This is a mantra that is chanted to help to, when there are Rahu aspects, which are challenging aspects. And Rahu, in Vedic astrology, several of the countries who have been involved in much of the chaos around the world have entered into Rahu periods of time. And so if we chant Om, Brahm, Brim, Broom, Rahu Ve Namaha Om, we are chanting for the higher vibration of Rahu. Rahu removes, Rahu takes away, but there are many things that we need to take away. And we want to try to vivify this energy so that the things that are moved harmoniously. The things that are moved easily. The things that are moved with as least disruption as possible. Now, in praying and meditating about today and what to share with you, I have decided to share with you a practice that is usually only given in private. I've never publicly shared it before, only given usually to advanced students, disciples, swamis. But several of you have asked what could be done to be of benefit to life. Now, there is an energy force in the world called prema. This is divine love. There are beings upon the earth who are called prema yogis, who spend their entire time chanting and meditating and sharing, radiating that love unto the earth. But much more importantly, there are in the astral realm those beings who are prema yogis, who continue without cessation, without stopping, to radiate forth blessings and to draw the difficult karmas. Now, I need to be sure that you're clear. Karma can be softened only by the individual. However, our prayers, our spiritual energies, always make a difference. You don't know when, you don't know how, but you know that the energy will make a difference. As my guru said to me one day when I said, there's nothing I can do. I can see the powerlessness. But, and he said, we must try, because at the right time and the right place, those souls for whom you are sending your spiritual energy, they will have that energy at their aura. And if and when they wish it, tomorrow, next week, next day, next lifetime, 7 lifetimes, it will be there for them to draw upon. It is not for you and me to say, well, I want this, I want that, I want the other thing, and I want it at this time, you know. The divine life is not your cosmic bellhop. Sometimes it might seem like it is, but it's not. And most importantly, we do not know, none of us really know what is best for the other. For those of you who are parents, you have a supreme challenge because you have to do your best to assess what is best for the soul who has chosen you as their parent. That's a tough, tough, tough gift. Same thing for those who are gurus. It's a tough road for us to try to help without interfering. However, this spiritual practice allows you to call upon Prema Yogi and to create a thought form, T-H-O-T. We're using the Egyptian T-H-O-T, thought form, which the more that you practice this, the more that it is vivified, the more that it is radiated out into the world. And so the last concept is one that I think you're all familiar with, but I want to be sure that you are, and that is the concept of your Ishta Devata, your chosen form of the divine. We don't choose somebody else's Ishta Devata, and I know that some of you are very attuned to specific Ishtas, but we don't choose somebody else's Ishta. I was sitting with my guru in an ashram of another Swami that we both had gone to visit, and the other Swami was a Shaivite, a person who was very attuned to Lord Shiva, and this soul had such devotion to Shiva, such devotion. And we were talking, and he turned to me and he said, Lord Shiva is the greatest God. In my mind, I immediately turned my head to my guru like this, saying, my head was saying to him, why didn't you tell me that? And that's what I was shocked. Why didn't you tell me that? And he looked at me and he said very softly, so he wouldn't offend the Swami, for a Shaivite, Lord Shiva, for a Shaivite, Swamiji, for a Shaivite. Now, oh yes, thank you. You must remember, Ishta Devata, Ishta, personal, chosen form of the divine. Your Ishta, the name of your Ishta, your relationship with your Ishta, this is all personal and private. Not to be advertised to the world. You can often tell who someone's Ishta is, but it is not to be advertised to the world. Nor are you to try to convince other people that my God is the best God. Oh, you should worship here. No, neti. Mystically, this is wrong. But what I'm trying to say is when I speak of the Ishta Devata in this ritual that we are going to perform this afternoon, what I'm saying to you is you call upon your chosen form of the divine. All right? You call upon your chosen form of the divine. Now, the more that you can do this ritual, the more that you will help to soften your own karma and the karma of life, the karma of the world around you. I will lead you in the ritual this afternoon in two parts. The first part is really separate from the Prema Yogi ritual. All right? So I will leave you in the first part so that you will have the opportunity to go to the shrine of healing and soften your own karma. And then I will say, and now we will proceed with the Prema Yogi ritual. And we will do that. And I will ask Akilanandaji to please segregate that so that we can make it available for you to repeatedly use if you choose to. Again, this is offered to advanced students. It is not to be shared unless you have practiced yourself. So please, if you're going to use it until you have the yoga siddhi to offer something to someone else. But don't go out tomorrow morning and say, I practiced this once and I would like to give it to you. It's not going to give them much. You need to practice it yourself. When you have built the sadhana here, it will be a tremendous blessing to your life. I give this to you from my lineage and I am my lineage, from Goswami Kriyananda ji and I, and my Guru Goswami Kriyananda ji. I came for a drop of water, and I received the Ganga, the source of life. May you also be blessed by the teachings. Let us begin. Namaste. Sit please with your spine erect. And turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Placing the hands in the Om Mudra. Use the sipping breath to draw the energy from the limbs to the trunk. From the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. Move that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. Expand it and sweep it around your entire being, going counterclockwise to the left. And do this 3 times. And now ascend. Ascend to the high place. You see in front of you a path leading up a mountain. Enter the path as it takes you into the forest. Ascend. Ascend through the forest. Ascend. Ascend. The path opens, the mountain meadow appears. Walk through the meadow, ascending. Ascending with ease. The path enters the high forest. The pines. The forest is cool. Ascend. There's a clearing. Enter the clearing. In front of you, a shrine radiating with light. Enter the shrine. Breathe in the light. Walking to the back of the shrine is a pool of light. Enter the pool. Feel all of the old dissolving away. In front of you is a waterfall of light. Stand beneath the waterfall of light, letting the light pour down upon you, upon your crown center, through your entire chakra system, through every cell of your being. Te be tsu de baya, te be tsu de baya, te be tsu de baya, te be tsu de baya. Te be tsu de baya. Let all of the old dissolve away. Let all of the difficult karmas dissolve away. Let all of the karmas dissolve away. Become free. Walk forth from the waterfall, through the pool of light, clothed anew, breathing in the light. Exit the shrine. Your most beloved Ishtadevata awaits you. The divine is awaiting you. Greet your beloved Ishta. Take hold of the hand of your Ishtadevata. And now together ascend to the highest mountaintop. No stress, no strain, ease. Ascend to the highest mountain. As you come to the top of the mountain, you see a clearing. You and your Ishta stand in the clearing. In front of you is a cave, the entrance to a cave. Ask your Ishta to stand in the entrance to the cave. Your Ishta goes to the entrance, facing you. Your Ishta grows to cover the entrance to the cave. From the Jupiter chakra of your Ishta projects forth a golden egg of light. Your Ishta comes back to sit with you. You both namaste to this brilliant egg of light. The light grows to cover the entrance to the cave. And from that light projects forth Prema Yogi. You namaste. You hear Prema breathing, Prema Kriya. This Kriya can only be breathed by Prema Yogi. As Prema inhales, Prema Hong, all of the difficult karmas of the earth plane are absorbed. As Prema exhales, Prema Sa, Anandic bliss radiates forth. As Prema inhales, Prema Hong, all of the difficult karmas of the earth are absorbed. As Prema exhales, Prema Sa, Anandic bliss radiates forth. As you and your Ishta watch, Prema continues to breathe the Kriya, and Prema absorbs in the mountain. You can see Prema's face on the mountain. You can hear the Prema Kriya. Prema has become one with the mountain. You are aware that as Prema inhales, Prema Kriya, as Prema inhales, Prema Hong, all of the difficult karmas are absorbed. As Prema exhales, Prema Sa, Anandic bliss radiates forth. Bowing, feeling a sense of gratitude, you and your Ishta acknowledge Prema, knowing that Prema will continue to breathe this Kriya without stopping until this mountain becomes a hill and the hill becomes a grain. With gratitude, taking hold of the hand of your Ishta, you and your Ishta return to your high place of meditation, knowing that Prema Yogi will continue this Kriya without cessation. Each time that you return to the mountain, each time that you draw forth Prema Yogi, each time that you bring your meditative mind together and vivify Prema, Prema continues to grow in its meditative energy, in its capacity to be of service. Let us draw our minds together. You and your Ishta and you, I and my Ishta, and we. My Ishta and I and my Ishta. Together as a Sangha, let us bring our attention to the sun centers and radiate forth Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti to the places it is most needed. First to Mother Gaia herself, that she be healed and have all that she needs to return to a state of balance. Let us chant the Om Shanti mantra, silently or aloud. Om Shanti. 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 For all of those upon the earth plane who are living with hardened hearts, may the hardened heart be softened. May the way be eased. May there be peace and harmony. Om Shanti. 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 Oh Lord, you know us better than we. All of those souls upon the earth who have been hurt by the cruel words of others, hurt by the unintentional words of others, hurt by the actions of others, hurt by the non-actions of others, hurt by their own action, their own non-action. We call upon Thee to soften this karma, to soften the karma of the Mercury realm. Om Shanti. 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 Oh, ye powers that be, you know better than we all of the margin activity that is flowing through the earth plane. The anger, the hatred, the wars, the cruelty, the meanness, the forgetfulness. We call upon you, send forth thy blessings to where it is needed and how it is needed most fruitfully. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 O ye powers that be, we call upon Thee to send forth Thy blessings to all of those souls who have left the earth suddenly. May their confusion be dispelled. May they have the help that they need. May their passage to their new life be ease-filled. Om Shanti. 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 O ye powers that be, we call upon Thee to assist all of those who are leaving the earth at this moment, for them, for their helpers. May they remember their goodness. May they remember their good deeds. May they be blessed. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om. For all of those souls entering the earth at this moment, may their way be cleared. May their incarnation be blessed. May their incarnation upon the earth be a blessing unto them and to all of those who they encounter. May their helpers be blessed. Om Shanti. 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 For all of those who are food insecure, water insecure, economic insecurity, emotional loneliness, insecurity, for all of those who need blessing, let our blessings pour forth where they are needed most, in the way that they are needed most. May each of us know our capacity to bless. May we trust that that water drop of Kriya, of Shanti that we send forth will become a cup, will become a waterfall, will become Mother Ganga herself, feeding, 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 nourishing, nourishing, nourishing. Om Shanti, 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 Om, Om, Om. Dhyanamulam Guru Murti, Pujamulam Guru Padam, Mantramulam Guru Vakyam, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave, Satchitananda Murtaye, Nishprabhanjaya Shantaya, Niralambaya Tejase, Om Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. Feel the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pouring forth upon thy crown center and filling your being with Ananda, 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 da, da. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for the blessings of your yoga city, for the blessings of your meditative energy as we join together. Namaste.